Is Bubbles stuck too? Yeah, Bubbles is stuck too. God dear. These dupes are just suicidal. Yeah. Sand falling, build themselves into corners. There we go. All sorted, and then Catalina is up here. She's fine. Research-wise, we're pushing on, so we've almost done the advanced research for that. So I mean, we're kind of hitting near the end of the research tree. And we're only on cycle 200, so that's pretty good going, I think. We definitely haven't hung around on the orbital research. I'm just keen on getting this gold amalgam and obviously getting this up and working. I'd like to put a pole in here, I just don't know if it's worth the time. See, Catalina's stress is going up, so what I'd probably just pull her in now. Just keep the stress down, because otherwise we'll only be waiting for her to de-stress before we can set her up again. Research complete, excellent. So we've got the interplanetary stuff. Not that I need that, I need the drill cones. And I need the drill cones because I need to get to no, it's not, I can't remember, it's not the gilded one. There's a space point of interest with Fullerene on. It's going to be much easier to get that and drill that rather than go to the water planet. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to need supercoolant and I'm going to need lots of it. But you get so much from that space point of interest that it's just you only need to go once, but we can go multiple times. So I'm going to need lots of supercoolant for the base cool. I don't need it for the base cooling. That's tell a lie. I don't need it for base cooling. But I can use it in the aquatuners. It's always best to use an aquatuners, and then you can use a heat exchanger for like a water circuit. Still gets you the efficiency, but doesn't need loads of supercoolant. But we all need supercoolant for the boilers, so we'll do that. We will look at food storage at some point, but let's get the food production set up. So this is good. So now we've got up here, we can actually get in, and I think Bubbles will start just digging along to the left here. This is good. And up we go. So that's good. I mean, that's a pretty tall ladder. Okay, so these are all full up with oil, which is good. Although we don't have. Oh, we do have the gold. We do have the gold for the to make those pumps. So actually, I think we've got our input line more or less sorted. So I'll hook those up and I'll start filling this up because we're going to need to fill it. We should just prioritise this. So in order to prime this boiler, we need to fill it with oil, at least a good way up this chamber. So we've got a thermal buffer in here. We don't want oil spilling down the counterflow because we'll only have to go clear that up and it's going to be pain. And we've got 7 cycles on the volcano. I think from there we're good to go, assuming we've got the rest of it up. So I need this output line done, which is up the ladder. Of course I need to pull it across. No, I don't. Sorry, I need to pull it up. So what we can probably do is just pop a tile somewhere in here along this line. We'll kind of make this a temporary place. Oh, this is all sandstone. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Why is this all sandstone? I don't know why it's defaulted to that. We can leave this rock. And then we'll get Dupes over here and we'll put in the infinite storage in the corner. Cool. And yeah, got a couple of people in chat, so appreciate people being in. If you're in the stream and just lurking. We'll point out my my YouTube channel below. where the VODs for these the series is going up. So if you want to catch any of the previous episodes, obviously this was an Oasis start. So if you want to see how I tackled that from the beginning, you can have a look. And there's also my Tutorial Bite series where I'm kind of going through a comprehensive guide for oxygen not included. So if you want to check that out, I'd appreciate it, and hopefully I think there's definitely some useful stuff in there. And more videos coming, well, every week, every day almost, so yeah, it's almost a video day I think I'm keeping up with. Not because that's my target, but just because I really want to get the content out there, so there's going to be lots of useful content coming up on the YouTube channel. And I did post a video today actually on bathrooms and infinite bathrooms, so if you want to know how to do the infinite bathrooms, check out that tutorial bite. It's basically this thing, so where you've got the water sieve and the infinite loop, so you can see it comes around. Then I've got a bridge priority here to prioritise the water output, and then some overflow goes out into my electrolyzers. So I explained all that in the video. That's it, don't worry. Although I don't think you need help with the infinite bathrooms, but I know you enjoyed the storage one, and hopefully the liquid locks one I think was probably one of the more advanced ones I've got so far. So more advanced topics coming, including industrial bricks, including the space stuff, and including the petroleum boilers. So there's lots of good stuff coming. I really want to get this up and running. So okay, all right. So the pumps are in. Excellent. So I can actually just fill this. Although what I've got to be careful not to do is to not forget about this overfilling, because it's definitely easily done. So we'll just prime this up to there, and then when the magma falls through, it start boiling it, because this is pretty cold. This is kind of 60 to 80 degrees. If you just flow this in at normal speed without warming this all up, then the magma can't keep up. So we need to get a buffer of heat by getting this in here and then turning it to petroleum. And then when we drip more stuff in, there's a good amount of heat that it stabilises. Otherwise we can't keep up. There we go. So we put the fill this crude oil. We'll let that run for a bit. Just try and keep an eye on it. And I can demonstrate in action. But yeah, they're going for it, the Dupes. So it's all good stuff. And then building across. So starting to get some progress. I don't think they're working on this rocket at all, are they? So they built the exterior, which is what I told them to do. Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking, let's get this rocket going, because otherwise we're going to slow ourselves down later. So, so I didn't pull it. So we'll do that. So let's build this, and then I will cut across as well. It's quite hot. But I'm only going to cut across. No, I've already got the ladder. We've got the ladder, but all this regolith will fall, so they'll have no way to get across. So I'll build across just to run the pipe this way. No, hold on. Surely it's quicker just to build the pipe across the other way. Just get some cold damage from there. Evitus, I think, it's your turn again. Send you up. Mostly because this pipe's breaking. Okay, 5 cycles. Cool. So let's go a little bit more. This stacks up to 870 tile. So we'll kind of fill up to here, and then the first batch of magma will just flash this. And then we'll get a good amount of petroleum out of this on the first run. Ideally we'd want a bigger magma pool, but I mean we can definitely start it and get some. Some's better than none. And not that we're desperate for the petroleum right now. We've already got I've got a tank here just off this old oil refinery, so that that'll do for a while. Yeah, so I'm thinking. Ooh. Well, I tell you what, so if we just reroute that, then what I can do is that. Cancel that. Then I can pull this down, and I can pull this across. Cool. So we'll do that, and then actually can turn that down. Down. And we can turn this up. Like that. Good, if I higher on the priorities. Let's get that done. A little bit more building, probably need another 10 minutes or so, I think, just to get this all set up. And probably have enough set up to make this work. And so let's keep on going with that. And we're well ahead on the orbital research, so actually I think we've got more orbital research than anything else. We need to keep the materials research ticking over. Probably going to be the limiting factor in all this, I suspect. Bubbles is just digging, doing what she loves best. Dig away across. And 4.5 tons of aluminium, and I assume a good amount of this. I mean, I'm not really watching this, but actually a good example of my liquid lock here, which just uses the steps. So this is a vacuum liquid lock made with less than 400 grams of liquid, but it just keeps this perfectly insulated. Means we can get in and out. We've got loads of aluminium to use. Okay, so that's filled up. Just doing everything I can to get this rocket off the ground, really. Just going to prioritise that, so because then bubbles will start digging across here. But this petroleum line's good, at least from this this old reservoir, so we'll have this petroleum. We've got oxalite, the water line needs work too. Right, Evidus is making a mess, which is par for the course. Bring it back down. We need a sweepy to keep taking up all this pee. So, this is how I do the orbital research. Just do it ad hoc. There's no point. Yeah, I've seen people do really nice setups and have their dupes out in space for ages, but all you need to do is get to orbit and back. So send them up for a day, bring them back, and rinse and repeat. And you don't have to do it that many times. I mean, I've already got 400 research for the biggest one for the hydrogen engine. It's quite a bit, but it's easily doable. So yeah, I think people make too much of a deal out of the orbital research rockets. You can definitely do it quicker just by doing it. Something less formally, as it were. So I'm just keep, yeah, okay, cool. So Wolf's come and done that for us. So now I think Bubbles will just blitz across here if Wolf doesn't get there first, which looks like he is. Meanwhile, they're going to keep building these up. Ah, Bubbles is over here. Cool. So Bubbles will be digging somewhere. That's her job. We need to get the star map researched, so that's going to be key. We need to find the superconductive planetoid, and we need to find the point of interest that has the fullerene. So those are the two key things. I hope they're both within 8, but they might not be. So I might have to add a second fuel tank to this rocket. It's going to be my telescope rocket. I can always add another fuel tank to get it 20 range. My concern is going to be food staying in one piece. There's team digging are on it. Just hope they don't dig themselves into a corner. But yep, just like we've done. There we go. Dug you out. In my wiring. Got you safe. Perils of sound. Cool. So that's coming to shape. What we'll do is we'll just prioritise this, which is the water input line as well. Prioritise this stuff. Yep, and the rest of it's done. So we'll do that, and then we'll build the rocket interior too. Unreachable food is not good, but seems to disappear. Just gonna keep taking Baku. So many Baku down here now. We'll just join it. That's 16, and now this is gonna be 24. It's gonna be lots of lime. I think lime was holding us back for steel. Yeah, it still is. That's just because I haven't used the rock crusher, not for lack of resources. But more Baku in there. She's stuck in the industrial brick, is she? Oh. I mean, of course she is. So I could deconstruct this to get her out. But if I were concerned for her living, I would do that. But if we can keep it built, then let's do that instead. Bubbles, Catalina, unreachable. Ah, right, because I put that up there. Ah, so she stuck herself in. So, good catch. Let's do. We do this, don't we? Oh, we don't even need to do that. Into. Really, Ellie? I mean, this is just suicidal at this point. What is this? She's just dug herself into a whole pile of sand. Why is this unreachable? This shouldn't be unreachable. Where's the Dupes? There's a 2-tile gap here. What? Okay, because they've made this on. Oh my god! Just a cascade of sand and regolith. We're not doing so hot. I don't think they can die from entombed, right? I hope not. Where's Team Hard digging over here? Bubbles. Bubbles, I get you out. There we go. Bloody hell. I swear these dupes are just trying to kill themselves. Just to make me look bad. I mean, that's insane. Also the benefits of suits. Anyway, she survived. The end. Cool. So they're cracking on with this. Quite quite need to be that high, but losing all our gas out here, aren't we? So, well, not that we need it, because of course we're all in suits anyway, but I like to try and keep the asteroid pressurised. Just a generally a good thing to do. Helps cooling as well. I mean, if there's no gas, then the machines start overheating, but we'll put all the machines nicely in their little bricks, so cooling and everything's never an issue, but we'll do that later on. So she lives, yes, despite her very best efforts to commit suicide. We saved her. Okay, good. So all the right stuff's prioritised. So focus number 1 is now on getting that rocket up. We've got 2.5 cycles on the volcano. There's nothing else stopping us, so we'll get this line done. Yep. So that's the petroleum boiler output line. So we'll focus on getting it to the rocket first, which we're kind of almost there. And then we'll put the infinite storage up as well, because we can capture the nat gas vent, and we can also start venting those the oil reservoir chambers. We can start venting those out, so we'll capture the natural gas and just vent the oxygen and stuff that's stuck in there, and then once it's cleared you never get anything other than that gas in it again, so we don't need a filter. If you can avoid using the liquid filter, the gas filter buildings, then you're always doing better off, because they take so much power. So the best way is to avoid using them at all. Just make sure your inputs are separated. Cool. So we're building across. This is going to get bubbles sticking again. Yeah, just going to get stuck on that one. Cool. Yeah, so research-wise, definitely going to be... Is that Kathleen on this? No. It's definitely going to be the materials research, which is the slowest thing. Now, I could add a second rad bolt generator, but I don't really want to use the power. I mean, I don't think the research speed is causing us issues right now, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is kind of where I'm at. So I don't think it's broken, particularly. But yeah, so we'll just keep on going with that. Make sure no one gets trapped in here. It's going to be the dangers of strip mining. This liquid pipe's coming along quite well though. Just prioritise that floor, because bubbles can just dig like mad. But yeah, everything else I think is pretty stable. What I could do is just pop this out into here. Then that's it's just refilling this tank a bit, because I assume the advanced research has been pulling from here and causing it to decrease. And the main water source for the base is down here anyway, so this is actually our water store, just the natural salt water. All of it's going through the desalinator, but I haven't bothered converting it into water and then storing it. I'm just storing it where it spawns naturally, just quicker. So we're in the process of setting up the infinite storage up here, but let's focus on the rocket first, and then see we've got the infrastructure in place to start storing this. Although I did just have a thought that it might be easier to store the petroleum on the other side to the water, because that water is going to need a lot of pipe work, and if I add the petroleum in the same place, it's going to be even more pipe work. Now, given the petroleum boiler could go anywhere, but probably left side. Yeah, okay. No, it's fine. Water can go on the left and we'll put petroleum on the right. I think that makes sense to me. Let's put petroleum on the... So that means I can use this for the petroleum store. And we'll store the water elsewhere. Catalina's up and going. Oh yeah, I didn't need this at all because that's got a floor. Silly me. Oh well. One extra ladder segment's not going to break the bank. Just checking we're alright on coal. Got 10 tons. It's using the coal as a measure to make sure our solar panels are keeping up. Should be the ones that are doing the heavy lifting now when it comes to power generation for us. So. Okay. Okay, this pipe's almost done. There's just a couple of sections in the middle there. And on the right. And gold amalgam, I've only got 2 tons, so we haven't got a lot. This map is definitely not great for gold. There's another biome down here. But really, that's not a lot of gold. Well, we can live with it. And we're just slowly working our way across. What I could do is speed this up. So I build these and they can stand up and build it from below. And they can reach 2 each side, so the dupe reaches 4, so that's the optimal spacing, is 4 in the middle. Just minimum ladders. And we can get this done. And I think bubbles will crack on over here. And reach towards Catalina, that's fine. My stress is getting a bit high. Just do 30 banks at a time, it's fine. Okay, 0.6 cycles on the volcano, which is good. And we should have magma here to start boiling this, so that'll be a little bit exciting. That's good. Lots of prep work here going on. Printables. We just take the plastic, obviously. Still not taking dupes, as I say. I'm going to rapidly expand the dupe numbers once this is online. So I think once we're good here, the slicksters will go nuts in their branch. So we have loads of food. I'll catch this on camera. It's always good watching the volcano erupt. Everyone loves that. I think Himawari, bro, you're our builder, so get building. No, I just realised I think probably going to need one there just to catch that from below. I do wonder if they're having to go quite a way to get the copper ore. There you are, Himawari, digging, building away. Just double check on the skills quickly. Just love the carrying. Carrying's great, and I think that's because the ranchers don't need a load of skill points, so I can afford to give them the carrying. Cool. Ah, so that pipe is almost done. Just wonder if this is accessible. I think it should be. Yeah, it should be. So, high stress is just Catalina from space, which is fine. So we'll swap Catalina and Evidus can go back up. Should be all good. Just alternating 2 dupes and letting them de-stress on the planet, and just by letting them soil their suit, increases their stress quite a lot, but does also mean they can stay up there a bit longer, so it's kind of worth the trade-off, because we've got 2. One can de-stress while the other one goes back up, so that's the plan. But I think then we're just grabbing this rock now, because this is going to be a main priority, and all of this needs to be done as well, so there's a lot of work there. And then we could send probably Catalina out for some telescoping. Meanwhile, we'll set up our petroleum storage over here. I could probably just oversize it, I think. I think three pumps in the petroleum storage will be more than enough, but I think you'd probably go 5 or something. Oh, I missed the volcano eruption. Sorry, my bad. My bad on that one. Just wonder if this igneous rock's going to reflash into magma. What's it? Is that 1800? No, 1409. And this is... That's 1600, yeah. So if we wait here, this igneous rock's going to reflash. In fact, I'll probably have to wait here, because if I sent it down here and then it turned back, we'd have a big problem. We're also going to have a big problem if there's even a tiny bit of oil in there, so I don't know how on earth that's happened. I don't know if it's spilling in, it shouldn't be. But yeah, if I'd put that in, we'd have a big problem. It's a good thing I caught that. Do I have a sweep place for this? I think I do. It's not coming up red, so I assume I have somewhere. But yeah, we can actually kick this off, so this igneous rock definitely going to remelt, which is good. So we just gather that, sweep all that stuff up, and it's going to go to 12. Poof, there we go. So I've actually got too much magma in here. I don't know if that's an issue. Hopefully it just pushed up here. Okay, so I think we're good. So what I can do is set this to correct, and then we'll drop some magma in. Toggle it red. Cool, so that's heating up, that's heating up, that's heating up, and that's heating up. So then this big body of oil transfers heat, so the magma's going through the window tower. There's a temperature plate with a little bit of gas on. It needs some gas in here, otherwise it won't transfer anything. The door lock here is the heat injector, so it's controlled carefully, and then the tiles just block that off. So the heat's flowing through from the magma. The magma's obviously turned into igneous rock, and this needs to get to 403 degrees before it turns, so it's going to take a little while. Let's come back in a second. Okay, so we're just building on the rocket, it's fine. There's anything too much exciting going on up here. That petroleum line's been built, which is great, so we should be ready to go on that. And Himawari bro, if you're listening but not watching, you should be watching. We're just commissioning the petroleum boiler. So slowly just draining heat. I say slowly, I mean this is quite rapidly losing heat. And we're up to 300 degrees already, which is good. And then when this hits just over the boiling point, so 403 is where it needs to flash, then 407 it will turn it off here. Good. We're about to get petroleum out of our boiler for the first time. As this just ticks over, I should probably get Evidus back down just quickly. Never forget about him. Good stuff. Right, here we go. We got some petroleum. Easy peasy. And it's gonna... Okay, yeah, I don't mind it going up here as long as it doesn't... as long as it doesn't spill oil up here, because that would be a pain. It's a bit messy because it's kind of bubbling all over the place. But it will stabilise, trust me. Oh, oh, bollocks! You see, and now it's okay. We have caused a little bit of overpressure damage, which is why I've kept this. Kept this pump in here. Okay, but it is stabilising. It is stabilising. I don't know where all this oil has come from. So we dripped a little bit of petroleum, which isn't an issue, and it's all flashed. Okay, so we've had a minor hiccup in the setup, but that's fine. So what's happened is this is overpressured and a little bit of petroleum's come through, but the liquid lock's still intact. This isn't too hot, fortunately, and this little gas pump's just going to pump everything out, and we'll re-vacuum it. So we'll just hold fire for a second before we try and do that the next lot. But we're basically kind of primed to there, so that's good. The rocket is in progress. In this oxygen line they're also building the inside, which is good. This is going to be our little research, our telescoping rocket. So we need to map out the star map. And I'll talk through that when it's built too, but it's fairly straightforward. I think it's just some neat ideas in there. Oh, definitely don't do anything more in here until this is all vacuumed out, but it should do quite quickly. It's a small area, and the mini gas pump can be quite effective at vacuuming small areas. Let's go, yes. Although a bit of a hiccup at the start, but there you go. So as long as this is, yeah, that's alright. So then I'm not gonna put this on full tilt immediately because the counterflow isn't working at this point. So it is primed, but it's not completely ready to go. So we need to get that working. But we definitely need this vacuumed first. So it's going to really quickly. Then this 16 grams is just gonna go everywhere. So this hits 0. That's it. Perfect. Right, okay, so that's done. So I can just pipe in some more oil, and then we can see how well it does. This is already picking up a little bit of heat. There's a tiny bit of oil in petroleum in there, but not enough. So we can fill this up. See, and it should instantly flash. I think that's the sign of a correctly working boiler. You shouldn't be getting oil building up in here. So we'll have to monitor that. Of course, once the counterflow is properly working, it'll be much easier. So there's still definitely oil hanging around in here for a little bit. Although to be fair, it's working quite well already. Which is positive. The question as well is what temperature can I run this down to? So if this is so this is the temperature at which you start drilling. So this is going to go green when it's below. We'll do 500. I don't know if that might. Yeah, that's going to be too high. Too low. Sorry, because. So just manually sending that through. So I can probably get that down, to be honest, later on. But we've got fresh magma in here just to pump a little bit more heat in. I'm just manually triggering this as if it's got too hot. When it's stable, that'll run by itself. Brilliant. So that's flashed. I'm just using the sniffing mod as well to control this, which makes it a lot easier. To be honest, if you don't have that mod, it's a little bit more tricky. Cool. So water's going in, excellent, and that's going to go straight to the toilet, which is fine, and that's all set up. Cool. And that's the petroleum input line, so we've got one little bit of pipe left, and that should be done. So in here, I think, to be honest, I think this is going to run. Now, yeah, once this hits over 780, isn't it? It'll start to flow. And once the counterflows go in, we'll be exchanging heat all the way up. Cool, we are. Brilliant. So now what we want to do is get this output temperature to just below 400 degrees. So then it only has to come down and take a tiny bit of heat out the magma. Now this is going to increase as the counterflow kicks in. The question is it going to go too high or not? So what can happen is this can reach over 400. So I'm definitely going to explain this in the tutorial bite, but you need to tune it, I think. So I think there's a fixed length for each, depending on what material you use, and I've used aluminium because that's what I've got, but aluminium is very conductive. This counterflow run might be too long, in all honesty. But you can always tune any boiler design. So if you're finding that it's breaking the pipes here, it's getting too hot, you just add more insulated pipes, and you tune the length of this run. But I mean, this is already working pretty stably, so it's pushing through 10 kilos a second without too much issue. And so this output temp's 390 and slowly rising. We want it as close to 400 as possible, but still being stable. So honestly, 395 is pretty good. I'd be happy with 395. So in terms of petroleum output, okay, cool. So this rocket should be good to go, really. We'll go out this way. Cool, we've got 10 tiles of range, so it's been fueled. And, okay, is this a Great Hall? No, why is it not? It has a recreational building. It doesn't have a decor item. So... No, I see the decor. There's a decor item in there. A space up here? Not for that. A space up here? Not for that. If I'd placed this more intelligently, I might have been able to... But we can definitely get a... I don't think I can get a painting in here. That's what I'm thinking. I can get an aero pot, so... Pop in an aero pot, and then we should get this up and going. So... It's going to be Catalina, because I think she's our best scientist. If I can find it. Where is she? Here we are. So we'll get that built, we'll get a plant in it, and then we'll get that up. Meanwhile, I'm going to actually have to turn this off, because it's working perfectly, but I don't have anywhere for this petroleum to go, so... I'm just saying, you have 30 packer in a tank and no one will kill them. So may eat. They're still laying eggs. Yeah, infinite source of polluted dirt. Yeah, I've got something similar down here where I've put it to the side of the printing pod, so there's 24 in there. Because they just flop out the printing pod and into that. It's a great source of lime. The eggshells are probably the most valuable thing out of that, to be honest. We'll make lots of steel with that. Okay, so that pot should be done pretty quickly, I think. Lyra's on it. Come on, Lyra, where are you? There she is. So I think if we just make this a 6, we'll make this a 6. Aeropot's done. What's going to go in here? Probably a Joya seed, definitely not a spore kid. So we'll put a Joya in there, and then we'll get... we need food. Why would all my food? Oh man. I don't have sleep weep on this map, do I? So I can't make berry sludge. What I'll probably do is I'll just make some mush bars as space food. Now. And lots of eggs. He found fossils and raising poker shells, yes. Yeah, lots of lime. Found a nice place to place the metro refinery. Yeah, I mean, I think you can put the metro refinery wherever you want. So what I've done here is I've got a little petroleum loop inside a steam room, so you can put this wherever you want, really. Oh, you haven't found a nice place. So yeah, so you can put the metro refinery anywhere if you build this kind of idea. So it comes out here and it loops around in here. So the shut-off works if it's too hot, it'll go round again. If not, it'll go back in. And then you get lots of power out, so there's no real need to have a specific place for it. If you can get the plastic, of course. It needs a little bit of plastic for the steam turbine to work, so it's a bit of a prerequisite. Cool. Bubbles is on it. So we get this built up, and then we can start storing petroleum up here as well. Got that joy seed in? We have that joy seed, so this should be a great hall. Excellent. So we've got a great hall and a bedroom. That's +8 morale up there, which is pretty good. Oh no, hold on. That's not launched because we haven't done food. So we're starting to do some mush bars, bristle berries. We've got a load of excellent fruit. So I can use the excellent fruit as a backup because that never goes off. But yeah, if you want to catch some of the stuff on the metal refinery, well, I built it in previous episodes, obviously, so you can find the VODs for those on the YouTube. But this is what I was aiming for, so it's that's how it will work anyway. Let's see. Cool. So I've got 30 kilos of petroleum stored in here. Everything's nice and stable. Cool. So next priority is get that get the infinite storage set up for the petroleum. Let's make sure we've got enough steel. We have enough steel. We won't need thermium, will we? I don't think so. So there's 275. I think we'll be alright. Although God help us if we do, we will be in trouble. Yeah. Although we might be able to liquid lock our way in, so we'll see. So this is the corner I'm going to build something. Now, because it's in space, I can just go straight in for this. In fact, so we can make the spillway here. I'll make it. Yeah, I made a research station. Yeah, so the radiation research. So, well, the station's obviously there. Then the setup, you need a rad bolt generator in an area of high radiation. So, if you use the Weaswart V shape, then that makes a good high area, and you can put the rad bolt generator on it. And then Kamado told me this the trick. So there's an automation output on the rad bolt terminal. Oh, sorry, on the material study terminal. If you use a NOT gate, then it only turns it on when you need rad bolts. So that's pretty efficient. And you just leave it there, and it just runs forever, basically. So it's not an issue. So we'll do that, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to check my reference notes because I did a lovely tutorial on their shell waterfalls, and I've got to be honest, I've never built one in a real game. So what I've done now. That's it. And I can do it like this. And there's a door here, a door here. And that door's in the wrong place. Get this right. That's it, and then this is the storage area. Yep. And then we'll put. So we'll need that tile there. I'm just getting rid of it for now. But sacrifice 5 pumps, which has got a lot of steel. But here we go. And that's what we'll do. We'll pull these out that way. It's probably overkill at this point. So I'm just thinking if I come in like that. Oop. Just benefit the pliers, we'll just cut that. 3, 4, 5, and I pull this one down here. There we go. Ooh. So that's going to do the storage. We'll just chop it for now. Build that up to there. And then we'll 6 this all. Who's unreachable food? Alright, so you guys have got stuck. Probably the sand here. Yeah, that's it. should be able to get across though, shouldn't they? Why are they unreachable? I can't get out that way. Baffling. No. Cool. Alright, so a little bit to go. I'm going to have to log off soonish. We'll definitely do a couple more cycles for sure. Slightly worried our real wood seems to be going down quite rapidly. Yeah, the meal lights are definitely going down. How's our water tank doing? Just thinking, because we're constantly dripping water into this, aren't we? Why is this struggling? This is because this is pulling. So we definitely don't want to deprioritise its bomb. Oh, that's a good tube. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get the setup. Research-wise, yeah, the materials research is what's holding us down. Send you off to space again. Just do some mopping. Reed fibre is going up, which is good. This means we're making more than we're using. So yeah, focus is over here for now. We'll do the infinite storage. And we need to get this industrial brick set up. It's just a lot of work, all of this stuff, isn't it? With that huge pile of sand. Be a lot of digging. So, yeah, still a lot more construction to do, I'm afraid. Just thinking to suppress that because it's annoying me, this metal refinery. I know, that's fine. I don't know about that too. I hate warnings up there, can't stand warnings. Or if they're warnings, I like them to be useful, so nonsense like that needs to go away. That's why we have the suppress warnings mod, which is a good mod. I covered that in my tutorial on mods. I think hopefully this can get to a point where I'm just going to have to refer to my tutorial on everything about everything. It's got to be a single topic that I haven't covered. I don't even need to play the game anymore. Just swatch those back to back. Probably not as entertaining. At least I hope this is entertaining. A lot of building to do, which feeling a bit slow to me right now. I've had a consistent 5 or so people in the chat, or on the views. Well, I appreciate that. And so this will get really exciting later on. Just got to do a lot of building first. I think once we go past 100 dupes, then probably even more people might start taking interest. I mean, right now it's still how many dupes can we get challenge? I've only got 12, which isn't particularly impressive. So I can understand why people might feel like might want to come back later on that. Hopefully we'll get some more viewers later on as we go through. Just building. Don't get anyone stuck up here. So this rocket's pretty much ready to go except for food, but the food's going down, which is worrying me. I don't want to send Catalina off with all the food and then start starving everyone here. We'll see. But I can just use this as an input line with some batteries. Power spine wise, I haven't really thought this through. Hold on. I need to have a think about power spine on my plan, because I didn't leave a space for that. Because I've got ladders immediately on both sides. Unless I put it out the top, I could pull it out the top and then probably run it down the side access ladder. I'd run it down here, ideally, but I think for now we can just do it out of here. Just thinking spine-wise, it's probably better to run it down the right side of this because they'll be in these sides. What I should do as well is set these up as ranches. So if we put a grooming station in, that can be anything because it doesn't overheat as long as it doesn't melt, which of course it won't. We won't put a drop off because you can't. Well, you can drop off slicksters, but easy to use the eggs. Oh, I don't know why I missed one there. And then I need to set up the automation system that I had in my last base, which I need to remember. I don't think I can right now. Probably work it out again, I'm sure. This also needs a place to dump the eggs. Hadn't really thought about that. I suppose we'll have to go up. So we need to go up, and we also need to pull the power spine out. So if I put the power spine down, I'm really tempted to just build it out here. And I can build... there's a lot of water there. Okay. Tell you what, so... can that? We'll put heavy watt joints in, because we can place them later. Oh my god, I'm running out of metals. Oh, I'm not going to have enough for this. This strip mining really needs to happen. It's too much stuff needs to happen. This is the problem. I don't have enough metal ore. You should probably just pull Evidus down. It's alright. Keep leaving them up here more slightly longer than I intend to. That's a big issue. Here goes Team Dupe. Cool. So once we go through the igneous rock as well, then they can use that to build. So saves them dragging it in from everywhere else. So we get a big saving on that. This is a 6, isn't it? Lots of building to do. Boilers just sitting inactive. Just mop that stuff up. No, I could send her up with the mush bars. Meal life seems to have gone up a little bit. How many mush bars have we made? We've already made all of them. Oh, are they eating them or what? Don't tell me there's like hatches eating them. Good, better not be. Okay. Oh, got an achievement. Well, I'm going for it. Take or better with it. Yep. Seriously, got food poisoning. I know we've got curative tablets. So, what we're doing here is we'll whack all the mush bars we can manage. And we'll send Catalina up because I really want to get that going and just hopefully that works. Don't know. Don't worry, bro is building away. Look at that. Getting our petroleum line done. I won't be able to reach any of that. I'll do that too. We should have some mush bars coming, I hope. That's number 5 priority. That's a priority 9. What we'll do is we'll change this to grounded, but not that. Then that means I can't use the bed or the toilet or the table. That's too late because Evertus has already jumped in it. It's probably why his morale, his stress is still going up because he's not using the Great Hall, which is rather annoying. Forgot about that setting. It's quite a useful setting, that one, the grounded feature. I think a lot of people don't know it's there or what it's for, but it's really useful. Another thing that the game does a pretty poor job of explaining, but I think they're more focused on just adding content and let me try and explain it later. Right, so we've got 7,000 kilocalories. We're going to go with it. Go with it. Get off, Catalina. Go, go, go. What I'm going to do for Evertus, I'm just going to move him into the Great Hall. Because I think he needs that morale bonus. Yeah, he's still got low morale, but as soon as he goes in here... Yeah, okay. So he hasn't got the nature reserve. Why don't I have the nature reserve? Oh. No, that's not good. So I've lost the nature reserve bonus because this room's too big, so that's probably not helping. So if we just rebuild that, hopefully that'll make this room small enough again. So, see, so that's why stress is... Well, stress hasn't even been going up on most people. That's probably why I didn't notice. Cool, and yeah, so we're off in this rocket. Catalina's gonna then just research up here. She's got a suit on, so there's no oxygen supply here, but they can't suffocate if they're just in their suits, because they don't actually use any of this oxygen when the suit oxygen runs out. It's a bit of a bug, but it makes the space faring much easier, so I use it to you. So just going to send her out, and she can see 3 tiles around her rocket, so if we get out to here we can see this kind of range. We'll just explore this area, and then we'll pull her back and repeat until we've got most of the star map, and we might have to go a bit further out. We just need to find everything, basically. We'll find those 2 critical things that I mentioned before. So the point of interest with fullerene on and the superconductive planet with the niobium on. Those are the key things I'm looking for. So but meanwhile, they're getting on with the national waterfall here. Okay, I just realised I was going to have to bring a gas line up here for carbon dioxide and for oxygen, but they're pretty much already there, so it's no biggie. So this carbon dioxide is rocket exhaust from the petroleum rocket, which usually gets really hot, but the space biome starts really cold, so it's not a huge issue. Where's Evertus? He should be going back down. Don't tell me they ate the swamp chard heart. Oh my god. Right, so let's turn this off, and this off, and this off, and this. Stop them eating the non-perishable food. Eat the meal now. Right, yeah, so stress, yeah, so now he's got the... He's got that. This room still doesn't work. It's too big. It's too big. It used to be 120. Which is this? 36. Ah. I still don't think that's enough. Could just put a door in. Where are the wild plants? Like I could put a door in here. Just trying to make this room small enough to count as a nature reserve again, and we'll get that stress, or that morale bonus. Not that we need it, but it's good to have. So yeah, we're moving quite quickly. Still got loads of food, so I think we should be able to research all of this from out here. So she just goes around clockwise. These white things are usually points of interest or planetoids. I'd be surprised to find planetoids this close, because for this size clusters with the classic sized maps, I think you only get one other inner planet, and then just the 6 outer ones. So the outer planets wouldn't be this close; they'll be more this kind of distance. So I'm guessing these are just points of interest, but that's fine. We are still looking for those two, so that's going to help. Cool. Yeah, so we've pretty much done the orbital research for the drill. It's just the materials research, which is always holding us up. This is going to be a bit of a slow build over here, because I'm going to have to go sideways. I can't build it all at once. There's quite a bit of igneous rock down here, right? So should speed things up. Always use igneous for insulated applications, just because the thermal conductivity is the lowest of all the materials. I will do a video on specific heat capacity and thermal conductivity. If we have the idea for that, it's just trying to make that interesting. Ah, planetoid. Yes. Ah, damn. It's just the tundra one, which gives us quite a bit of wolframite. I don't need, and we can nab iron, so we can get iron and wolframite off of that planetoid, which is good. So you know that's good. It's just not the superconductive one, which is the one I want. That's cool. Anyway, got a planetoid found. So they're going to prioritise building this, and then I think we'll still need to flesh this out. Honestly, I think the most exciting thing right now is happening over here. And a little bit of radiation here, but they should remove 100 rads per cycle just using the toilet. So the rad dose, it's a little bit high here, it's a little bit high here, which is not ideal. But it's not going to be a major issue. So I think that's as far as she can see anyway. So once we get that last tile, she's going to sleep. Once we get that last tile, we can just bring her back. What we should do as well is just make some more mush bars, because we're going to need them. So we'll send her out repeatedly on missions like that. We'll just map out what we can from... Oh wait, no, hold on. I can go 5 tiles. I'm being an idiot. So I can keep going. I wondered why she don't so quickly. We can go 5 tiles out, we can go 5 tiles back. Because we've got the large petroleum engine, which has a 10 tile range. Cool. Oh, and what we will need here as well, fortunately, is a load of drywall. There. And we'll do or not use lead, because that seems a little bit dangerous. because it could melt. We could melt lead in here, and I don't want to go back in here. Basically, that's the goal. I think if we end up going back in there, we've done something wrong. So Catalina's just chilling, and we'll soon get there. We can have a look at Coldalin. You have to get a rocket to orbit to be able to oversee the planetoid. That's fine. Say that's not our primary goal, that planetoid, but it won't hurt. So do that. Right, we've got this room bonus. Right, awesome. We got this room bonus back, and it is exactly 120 tiles. So that door's in the right place. Got some more mush bars coming, but Catalina's gonna keep going. Right. I think what I'm gonna do, because I'm kind of coming towards the end of the stream here, I'll play through cycle 216. So I'll play the next cycle. I'll have to call it there because it's getting late here. Yeah, I think well, we finally got the petroleum boiler commissioned, which is great. So that's been good progress. Obviously, all the reservoirs set up to support that. We've made a lot of progress on the rocketry particularly. So we've got Catalina out research exploring the stars, and a whole petroleum rocket set up. Our infinite storage is coming along, and our industrial brick is coming along as well. So I've made a lot of progress here, really. And we really need to get this industrial brick online and working. Then we can hugely increase the dupe numbers. And yeah, we can go from there. Then we can start strip mining some more out. So the plan's going to be more strip mining. And getting those space resources. So we need to set up mass steel production. In fact, I should probably just increase the rock crushers slightly. So we'll get loads of steel because we're going to need that. But we need the supercoolant and the thermium too. It's important. So yeah, so Catalina here's just be telescoping around, I hope. And see, so she's run out of oxygen in her suit, but as long as she can recover her breath in here, she'll never run out of her. See, so she's breathing, but the oxygen doesn't get used up. So this is a bit of a, probably an exploit, really, but yeah, it works. You can't wait for the industrial brick. Yeah, it's hopefully you can see how it's set up. So it is just ranches, really. It's ranches. I'm going to put a power spine down the side, and then because these are going to be normal ranches, I can put doors in. I was trying to plan that out. So we can do the old hatch trick. So this is very much what a hatch ranch looks like, obviously. I think you know that. With the old proper tile on the top. And then you can just do the opposite corner. Try and get all of them. Gonna run out of copper. But we just do this as is. So we just do that. Principles. Yeah, so it's a fairly standard ranch idea, but just with slicksters instead. And then there's a little bit of balancing to do with the temperature and the gas levels, which I'll run through. Cool. But we're coming up to the end of the cycle, so I'll call it there. So I'll get through the night and I'll let it save, and then I'll call it a day. And then hopefully, in terms of the next stream, So forgive my my schedule is very sporadic right now. I don't have any fixed days or anything, so apologies for that. You just have to bear with me. If you are followed, then hopefully you'll get a notification, so I can use the chance to to plug that, I suppose. If you want to give me a follow, appreciate that. And like I said, you can always check me out on YouTube as well. All these VODs will go onto YouTube, and along with the tutorial bite series, which I'm working on. So lots of good content to come. I think trying to split my time between making videos and doing the streams as well. Try and do both, get a bit of a balance. But yeah, so we're almost set up on that. We'll need to run these gas lines over, then just make sure Catalina's all right. She is. It's food that's the only thing she's going to run out of. She's almost got this, so she's got 3 tiles. It's here. So she can do this, and then we'll bring her back. I doubt we'll find another planetoid over here, particularly given where colder Lynn is. But yeah, we can keep going. Right. Cool. So that's the end of the cycle. So yeah, going to call it there. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.